Welcome, everyone, to episode 23 of Everything Entertainment with Gooch and Trio. I, of course, am Trio.
And I am Gooch. How is everyone doing this week, Trio? How was the weekend?
It was good, man. Pretty good. We got Super Bowl. We are actually recording
on Super Bowl Sunday.
Dun, 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 what do we got? Dun, 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 dun. We got, what is it, the Panthers versus the Broncos, right? Who do you think's going to win?
I want the Panthers to win. I don't like the... just because Peyton Manning's on the Panthers.
Just to spite you, I want the Broncos to win.
Wow.
That's how it's going to be.
You.
It's Broncos versus Panthers. No, we don't really know much about football. We'll get back to what we know. What are we starting off this week with, Gooch?
Alright, so it looks like Batman Arkham Knight was canceled for Mac and Linux, which is no surprise because the PC version of the game was absolute garbage.
It was experiencing so many problems.
They did release
They pulled it, but then they re-released it, but then they
recently
still offered full refunds for it.
Yeah, so
that was a shit show from the beginning.
I still don't even think Mac and Linux is it's, I don't know, who cares?
Does anybody who has a real gaming?
I mean, I could see people gaming on Macs, but Linux is no one has Linux.
I literally don't even know what Linux is.
I don't know much about Linux either. It's not a Windows operating system, and it's not like a Mac.
Gotcha.
It's
just a whole nother thing
that nobody uses. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Moving on, we got our first look and announcement trailer for Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, which I'm not really surprised. I was surprised, I should say. I didn't think about it either. I was like, oh wait, that's going to come.
Forgot.
Yeah. They announced it and I was like, oh.
You kind of thought they would do it for the movie.
Nah, I'm not surprised that they would do it. But it's just an afterthought.
So
I didn't even think
it
about
is coming out June 28th, so after the Star Wars hype is pretty much not dead, but it's gone at that point. So now it's even more Star Wars between Rogue One and Episode 7.
And I really like the trailer that they did. They just basically kind of expanded upon the regular
It's
trailer.
literally the first teaser trailer
humorous.
with humor.
Yeah.
BB-8 rolls into a sandcastle when he's rolling in the beginning.
And then Kylo Ren's trying to ignite his lightsaber, but he can't get it to start, and then it goes, and he goes
yeah.
it's actually,
look at me.
It's actually really funny, and I would think it would actually be very funny if they played with the emo Kylo Ren thing, and that if he just was they just made a joke somehow. I don't know. It'd be funny.
The trailer, yeah, but they didn't do all the entire teaser trailer. It's only certain parts.
Really?
I
thought it was literally...
It's not the entire thing.
I think they did basically the whole thing.
No, because they don't do the Han and thing.
Oh, yeah. Chewie. That's
they don't
true.
do Chewie
I forgot about that.
They do the Millennium Falcon team, which literally looks
the same
T for fucking T. And then Poe Dameron's part where he's in his X-wing and he's using the windshield wipers and shit's flying all over the place.
That was pretty funny. He's trying to turn off stuff and everything else.
Yeah, so it is coming out June 28th. It's for literally every platform, even last gen.
Yeah. All right. We'll look out for that. When did you say the release was?
28th. June.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Hitman news. So they kind of restructured and explained how the whole structure of their game is going to be released. So basically, what you're going to be able to do here is this game's going to be episodic in the vein of Telltale's episodic style. Yeah. It's not going to obviously be the same type of gameplay, but
what Square is doing with Final Fantasy VII. It's a similar type of we haven't really seen a game that's mechanic based be episodic. It's more story.
Yeah, exactly.
Games.
So this should be interesting. So basically, you can buy the first pack for $15, and then they're releasing the next continuations for $10 each, however many there are. But if you want, you can just buy it all at once for $60, which I'm guessing will be cheaper. That's because they just want as much money as they can get from you at once instead of just getting it tens and tens and tens.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting to see if this works for, like you said, a mechanics-based game versus a story-based game.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for this game because it really looks like it's going to be just you're going on assassination missions, which is what I want from Hitman. Did you play Blood Money?
I was just gonna say Blood Money was probably the best Hitman game.
It was.
I think it's truly just a story, but this story is told through assassination missions, and the assassination missions are this complex thing that are just it's well done. It's not you look at Assassin's Creed, going back to assassination missions, they're scripted. I don't care what you do, you're gonna kill the guy the same way every single time.
Definitely.
And there's just there's not they're oh, you can do whatever you want, but at the same time you do what we want you to do.
Well, I will admit though, they did expand on that within the last games for Assassin's Creed, anyways.
Syndicate, yeah, but it's still linear in the way you do it. It's not like oh well, you have to get in through this
obviously,
way and do
it's
this.
definitely like you have these options, but obviously you're going to choose the options that are the easiest way to get you there. So, like, if you see that there's this path to go underneath the building and go up, why would you not take that one and go in through the roof? Where
Or
it's
they
harder
don't
and there's
tell
more
you.
guarded.
Because,
I think
like,
they
in
do a
Blood
pretty good
Money,
job.
like, you kind of have to learn.
You
watch the
definitely.
routine of the person, you find out what they do, and then you hunt them down, like, systematically.
And it is
instead of
cool.
just, like, oh, he's in there, let's go get him.
And it is really cool.
Like,
'cause,
learning
like,
the you know...
Yeah, the rhythms, like
patterns.
where they go, what they do. It's just really interesting, and I can't wait for another Hitman game. I really liked Absolution. Did you play that?
I have never played I've never owned a Hitman game. It's just like a series that I never, got
One
around
thing,
to.
like, honestly, it was awesome. It was actually, like, just as
That was
good
the
as
last
Blood
one.
Money. Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
last one that they made. The only thing that I didn't
It wasn't
love...
last gen, was it?
Yeah, it was. It was
It was
360
last gen.
era, yeah,
Yes,
PS3.
yeah.
One thing that still kind of annoys me is, like, the costume mechanics. So, like, you can take other people's outfits
Clothes,
and put it on
yeah,
and
yeah,
make
I
you
know.
look like them.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I feel like this should get me past those people, like, and it doesn't. Like, they can still see that I'm not them. Like, I don't know. They have to figure out something to make that work better for me.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it.
I feel like I know Hitman has fallen in a weird patch with the last two. What was the one before Absolution?
Blood Money, I'm pretty sure.
No, really?
Yeah, that's how long that they had.
Seriously? I thought there was
I'll
one in
look-
between.
No, I'll look it up right now.
Yeah,
Hold on.
because I know, like, was there one, what was before Blood Money?
I can't remember the exact name of it, because there hasn't been that many.
Maybe I'm thinking of Splinter Cell.
That's-
because it's Conviction and Blacklist,
Okay,
right?
yeah, here, hold on, I'm pulling all of them up.
Yeah, like
Okay, Hitman compilation was released in the series, so 3 games in the series. Hitman 2, Silent Assassins, Hitman Contracts, Hitman Blood Money. And then Hitman Codename 47 was the first game in the series, so I'm guessing Codename 47 was the first one, Hitman 2, Silent Assassin, obviously the second one. Contracts, I thought that was like an iOS game or something like that, but maybe I was wrong. There must have been like an actual console release, and then Blood Money. So there's been 5.
and then Absolution?
And then Absolution's after Blood Money.
Wow, it's been that long? Oh my god, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, it's...
Definitely, hopefully they, do...
They've had a lot of iOS games, like here.
I know, that's what it is.
Yeah,
I
like
know they've
that's
had
what's been-
stuff come
there's
out.
Hitman Sniper Challenge, like that, yeah.
But
Okay.
anyway.
I digress. Yeah, I mean, just check it out. I'm excited for this game. I'm definitely probably going
When's
to buy
the
it.
date? If there is one.
I forget. It's soon. Q1.
May?
Yeah, I think it's Q1 this year.
That's Q2.
Is May Q2?
Yeah. There's
Oh,
like,
yeah, because you're right,
yeah.
you're right. You know.
Alright. Moving on. So, I feel like Hideo Kojima always
He's
is on.
somewhere. He's somewhere,
He's always here. Alright, Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro will reunite at DICE this year with Jeff Keighley to talk about pretty much kind of like stuff about narrative storytelling. And since like all this stuff with, we don't need to go over it again, but with Konami and PT and Metal Gear, it's kind of just they're going to sit down and like talk about like, I don't know.
What's going on, like what makes a game, I guess.
Yeah, like their narrative perspectives, because they're both icons within
like,
the movie industry,
Pretty
the
good
game
and
industry.
like well-known storytellers.
Yeah, and then Hideo Kojima's getting an award, but this conversation will revisit some of their fondest memories from their own individual careers, as well as some pivotal moments, that experienced from inspirations.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what it is. But that's pretty cool. Supposedly, they're supposed to be working on something.
Dude,
I mean, like Hideo
better be a horror
Kojima.
game.
Hideo Kojima, if I follow him on Twitter, he's been like all over the place recently. He's doing something.
Well, dude, he's been talking to... I mean, I love how he knows just, like, everyone. He's friends with Guillermo. He's friends with J.J. Abrams. Like...
Yeah, he has his hands in a lot of pockets.
He really does. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully, I want to see a horror game out of them in the vein of PT. Still haven't played that all the way through. Really
Dude, it's like 10 minutes long.
Well, dude, I got stuck on the one part where you're stuck in the bathroom. I couldn't figure out what to do. Apparently, you have to like do something with the sink.
I played it actually on Halloween. I forget what I did, but anyway. Moving on.
Bethesda has announced they are going to, in fact, have an E3 press conference again this year.
So
I'm surprised by this.
Really? Why?
A little bit, because I just didn't think they would do that. Like, they did it. They had Fallout. Like, last year, we obviously knew Fallout was coming out. Like, if they didn't announce that last year, that would have been like, why are we having this press conference?
Yeah.
Like, they have that headliner of Fallout, this big game. They're like, boom, it's coming out in 6 months. Like, it's coming out. Like, don't worry, we're not going to delay it. It just had that boom behind it, and I don't know.
I think Dishonored is.
Well, yeah, obviously, Dishonored 2 I think is going to fill that void.
We will see gameplay for Dishonored 2.
I think that's fall this year. I think that's easily going to be a holiday.
Of course. But, well, again, go back to Fallout. I think we'll see Fallout 4 DLC.
Easy.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see Elder Scrolls 6. No,
that's
way.
No. That's not. That's like 3-4. That's like 3 or 4
years off. Yeah.
That's not.
Maybe Doom would be
No, I think they'd show some Doom stuff. Maybe they announced a date for that, didn't they? It's
May.
Yeah, it's May 7th.
Yeah, it's our next thing on the list.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, so Doom is coming out in May, so they'd be done with that unless they.
I think they're gonna
they want to talk about DLC or something.
Are they doing? Is there a campaign for Doom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never played the original ones. Like I know it's just like Demon Marine. They're like demons.
I mean, like the first Doom is pretty much there is no multiplayer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just it's like the first FPS, but there's no multiplayer. It's just campaign. It's like you're like a Marine on Mars killing aliens from hell. Essentially, that's pretty much what it is.
That game looks awesome to me too.
But
I'm excited.
I don't unless they announce a new IP, which I couldn't see them doing.
Well, I mean, they just opened up a new studio and like Montreal and stuff. Like I don't know. I could see them. They're gonna do something. Because I just don't think Dishonored.
Todd Howard's gonna walk on stage and everyone's gonna leave.
Elder Scrolls sick now.
just like says that and walks away. That's all he's got to do.
Literally, that's it. He's like, "Hey, Elder Scrolls 6. Yeah, we're starting that now, so we'll see in a couple of years."
Yeah, we'll see.
But I'm just afraid that Dishonored 2 won't have that kind of hold and star power.
Dude, Dishonored is, I think, one of like a really good game that came out of nowhere.
You know what I was really thinking about? If Thief came out before Dishonored. Do you know how much better of reviews that would have gotten?
Thief or Dishonored?
Thief.
Yeah, I think
it would have literally been in 9s and 8s. I feel.
I hate Thief. For anyone who doesn't know,
because
I friggin' hate it.
He has an unnatural desire.
There's a lot of games. I like most games I play. I don't have many gripes with a lot of stuff. Thief sucked. Thief was so
Why
bad.
did you hate it that
I
much?
just don't like because it's the worst Dishonored. Dishonored is so much
But that's
better.
exactly what it is. It's just that you have Dishonored
and it's like
in your mind,
what's the
like
fucking
that's your
point?
highest.
It's literally the story is like fucking cookie cutter the same. It's like the fucking same
How
thing.
is the story of the cookie cutter?
You're in a city called there's a plague, there's a city.
Okay.
Same thing in Dishonored. Mm-hmm. Except in Thief it's more like you're just running around trying to save your person, your apprentice or whatever she was, and like that's the story.
I will admit the story wasn't as great. I think it was for the stealth game it was. I enjoyed it a lot. I know it's no Dishonored, but it was still a nice little stealth treat for me, in my opinion.
All right, true.
Anyways, we'll move on from that. Look out for Bethesda's press conference. Should be interesting. Definitely going to see some Dishonored too. Mirror's Edge Catalyst got a new trailer for their story called Cataclysm. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Catalyst.
That was confusing me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, is that? I thought that was the name of the story trailer.
We got a story trailer for Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and it looks absolutely beautiful.
Dude,
the game looks insane.
The graphics look stunning. I mean, like, I can't wait for this game. Not even because, like, I think, I can't wait for the story. Like, it looks great. I just want the gameplay.
That game is such a sleeper hit, and I don't think people realize it. When it came out, no one talked about it, and it's like Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed came out, and it was like, okay.
Well, and this was the first one to do the first-person free-running, like, in any type of way.
How old is this game?
Like 2007, 2008. It was right when the Xbox. Yeah, it was when the Xbox came out.
Can you believe that was 10 years ago?
Yeah, dude. It's
Does
insane.
that make you feel old?
Yes, it really does.
I'm only 20 years old, and I feel old already.
But I mean, yeah, dude. The gameplay is just—it's getting me here. It just looks so good.
I don't know if I'm gonna end up getting it.
I'm
like games that I missed out on, except Metal Gear. Some of that to really like catch me. to me to want to get it that bad.
I mean,
I don't know if I'm gonna end up getting it. It does look cool though.
I'm definitely gonna get it. Yeah, that came out
again. Graphics look absolutely fantastic.
Came out in 2008.
We saw like a little bit of gameplay, but mostly the story is pretty much. Does it take? It takes place like shortly after the first one, right?
No, I'm pretty sure it's a reboot. In a lot of ways, like it doesn't take from the next, but it's still Faith and like
it's still that
they
the runners or whatever, with Faith,
So
same world story is
but
pretty
just,
much a new thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Same character stuff like that. Moving on.
Yeah, movie stuff.
So we got some casting news for the new Power Rangers movie. Elizabeth Banks is going to portray Rita Repulsa. Have you watched Power Rangers Gooch? Did you watch it when you were younger?
No.
No? See, nope. I did. I totally did.
Like, I was like, no, wait, I know.
I
don't know who that is.
So
Elizabeth
Banks,
switch. For those who don't know, what's her name for the Hunger Games?
Effie Trinket.
Yes.
Effie Trinket.
Yeah, she's Effie from the Hunger Games, the girl who dresses up with the wigs and stuff, who's at the calls Katniss sisters up. That's her.
That role is what makes me think she's perfect for this one. It's because
so who is she? A
Rita
villain?
Repulsa is like the first villain that you see. She's like this space. I can't remember the exact details, but she's like this space witch that's trying to take over the world, but the Power Rangers are stopping her. But she has this very like Effie style, like expanded personality and just all bubbly, but or not bubbly is the wrong word, but like overpowering personality.
Yeah, I've seen Power Rangers, but I never watched it enough to know what the hell was going on.
So the funny thing is she actually was portrayed by an Asian character. I mean, an Asian actor. So they switched it with that. I'm guessing fine. She's I mean, we'll see
Power
how it goes.
Did you see that show?
I haven't seen the.
It's so old.
Well, it still goes on now.
No,
dude.
not the new stuff, but the old stuff.
Oldest stuff.
Dude, it's so corny.
Dude, I used to wake up every morning and watch Power Rangers.
Yeah, but
it's just because I was a young.
This Power Rangers is scheduled to release in March of 2017. If that's gonna hold true,
I think it is. Especially because of all this casting and stuff. They seem to really want to get it off the ground. I just really wonder how they're gonna do it. I'm interested to see where that movie goes. And another movie I'm very interested to see how it goes is Ghostbusters. And we got our first official look at all the characters, including Chris Hemsworth as Kevin, their secretary.
Yeah, so there's a Sigourney Weaver doesn't play the secretary character.
No, I forget her name. She was like that. Hey, she had that nasally voice.
Yeah, I forget her name.
I can't remember her name either. But
he's supposed to be that character.
Yeah. But there was another picture of him in Ghostbusters attire. Really? So, yeah, there was one of him fully dressed up and ready to go. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's cool to see Chris Hemsworth doing different stuff than Thor.
I agree.
I'm probably going to end up seeing this. My cousin's actually is an extra in this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to see it with him.
That's awesome. Should be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Next up, we got some Star Wars stuff.
Which is sort of movie related.
It's not. It is movie related, but it is not at the same time. It's a new book. It's called Star Wars Bloodlines, and it's supposed to be about Princess Leia making her transition from princess to general. It's by the same guy who did Aftermath. Did you read that?
No.
Did you see about it? I'm actually in the middle. It's a
Aftermath
Star Wars book. It's about it's about Palpatine and Vader. They get stranded on this alien planet after someone attacks them and tries to kill them, and it's just a cool story about them. I'm actually halfway through listening to it on Audible, and it's really good. Actually, I like it a lot. It just kind of talks about
when does it take place?
Before Episode 4. It's in between times. Sorry, but that's.
Did you just play it?
Yeah, I pressed play by accident. It's. I'm sorry. Lords of the Sith. Paul Scump. I'm actually talking about the wrong one. I totally forgot. I did read
Aftermath. I thought was after 6.
Yeah, that was talking about. I'm sorry, I got my books mixed up. But this one is really good too. This is by the same.
So I know Aftermath talks about the events between 6 and 7.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it other than that. But I don't know. I kind of don't care about Leia.
I don't really either, but she is this character that has so much power, and there are a lot of people out there who do care about her, especially just because she's just one of those big empowering female characters that.
I guess.
I think she's a big nerd icon, I feel like.
Oh yeah,
to be
totally.
honest.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I agree with that.
I think it will definitely sell books to the fans that are interested, but it should be interesting to see.
Yeah, see what information comes out if we didn't know it before. Because, like, honestly, we're gonna hear about Kylo Ren, of course.
Oh, that's so true. That's gonna be. See, I'll totally
Ben.
I'll totally read that just because I want to see all
that's going to be talked about.
It should be really interesting. But the other book I was talking about was Lords of the Sith. You should definitely look into that one too, because that's what I was talking about. Doesn't have any real connection, but it's set before episode 4.
If anything will make me read a book, it'll be listening to a book.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like I really like the service Audible. They don't tell me to say any of this. $15 a month, you get a free book. Listen to them. They're nice. Anyways, moving on.
So, we got a Instagram picture, Instagram picture from Chris Pratt. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 has officially begun filming. So, the picture is pretty much of Awesome Mix Volume 2. I like how they're calling it Volume 2, by the way, the movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah. So, Volume 2 is going to be coming out after Doctor Strange. And then, so right now our slate is Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Spider-Man. That's enough to have right.
And
there.
then after that, you got Wonder Woman and Justin,
and then this and that. I'm actually really excited for Guardians 2.
I am too. Are you kidding me? It looks awesome. I mean, the first one was a sleeper hit. If anything, I wouldn't even say a sleeper hit. I would say it's just a very well-regarded movie, and it came out of nowhere. But basically, we just saw a picture of just all the cast together, the main people. Of course, everyone who's back. Zoe Saldana as Gamora, Dave Bautista as Drax. And
then we got some new Guardians coming in.
Yeah, we do. We have Mantis
Bradley Cooper.
in. Bradley Cooper, obviously, but he's not there for any of the actual acting part. He just does his voiceover.
Yeah.
They have, it's James Gunn's brother actually plays Rocket Raccoon. There's the stand-in for him. Yeah, like when they do it. So they know where to look and stuff like that.
So, I mean, Guardians 2 is going to be about mainly Star-Lord's dad, who is Captain Marvel, who Captain Marvel takes off of.
Wait, so...
Captain...
Well, we don't know if that's the exact
Miss Marvel. In the comics, Miss Marvel,
takes the powers of Captain Marvel.
Yeah. It's
convoluted and complicated. We don't have time to get into it, but...
Yeah, it's not important.
No one really knows exactly what they're going to be doing with this.
Yeah, we have assuming the script is done, we're probably not going to know anything about it for a while.
Done.
We don't even know anything about Doctor Strange.
We got the casting rumors with Kurt Russell about his father, possibly, but I mean, hey, we'll see where that goes.
Yeah,
can't wait for it. Next up, we got some Agent Carter talk.
Yeah, so we got episode 4, season 2. So again, it's just we're not getting too much plot here. It's just kind of progressing the plot we have. Unlike Arrow, this show has one linear plot. There's no side plots.
Yeah,
if you didn't notice, there is one plot and that's it. So
it's not like a weak villain, like a 1 week villain. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we find out a little bit about Carter's past. She was a code breaker before, a British code breaker, and she gets recruited by the SOE, which is I guess precursors to MI6, their secret service.
Yeah.
And her brother's in the army. He's the one who recommends her. She was ready to get married. Her husband gets killed in World War II. She becomes a spy. So that's kind of we find that out. And she was always a manly, masculine woman.
So that's her husband after Steve goes in the ice, right?
This is all before...
Well, that was during
Captain America. This is before Captain America. So this is probably a few months.
But this is talking about what happens after World War II, right?
No, before World War II.
Oh.
So
how did she lose her husband?
He dies in World War II. This is, remember, we don't enter World War II for another a few years. Okay. So the British is in World War II before we are.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
so they're doing their
how
own
could
thing.
They be in World War II?
America didn't enter the war yet.
I got you. That makes total sense.
The Super Soldier Project wouldn't have happened. Mm-hmm. So she becomes a spy. That's kind of how we figure that out. And we get same thing. We get more flashback backstory with our villain, Madame Mask, and we find out. I mean, we know she's the brains behind Isodyne. It's not her husband. It's her. She's the brains.
Yeah,
but
she is.
We don't know that. Nobody knows that. And she was really smart as a kid, but she was raised by her mom, and her mom was like pretty much like a whore. Like, had sex with guys to like get what she wanted.
Gold digger. Yeah.
And then her mom told her like, you're never going to like MIT. Like, she applied to like big schools because she like was.
But she's like, that's not ladylike. And
exactly.
Stuff like that.
Like, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm. That's not what we're supposed to do.
And she reveals her powers to her husband, who like freaks out like at it. And remember the guy who tried to assassinate Carter? He goes after, or they get him again, and they interrogate him to find out what he knows about that gentleman's club. I forget the name. That they raid. And like, he cracks, but then goes back, and she's like, well, we got to get rid of him because like he's like a loose end. Like, they're gonna find out that you talked, and she just like grabs onto him and like sucks him in, and her crack on her head gets bigger.
Oh my God.
She starts doing it to rats too. She like absorbs rats, and the crack gets even bigger. So like, dude, it's progressing pretty quick. So she's gonna put that mask on soon. It's gonna be cool. And the last thing we got was, the dad from that '70s show.
Red. Yeah, Red.
He's in
his name. Yeah, I know he's in it. Yeah,
he's the government official that's like getting under S.H.I.E.L.D.'s ass. That's working with this. I think that's Hydra group, and he's like he like met Agent Carter and is like, oh, so you're Agent Carter, and he's like he inspected the entire like branch. They were gonna go raid the club based on the information that Hitman gave them, but he stops him. He's like, nope. Like, you're under inspection.
Can't do that.
Yeah, so he's getting under the SSR's skin now. So that's pretty much what happens.
All right. Well, we'll see where that leads. Moving on, we got some really cool news.
Big fucking news. Oh, my God. Oh,
Supergirl.
Oh.
Supergirl. This is true. Supergirl is going to be... Well, in some ways, in some facet or so,
Supergirl is joining the Flash and Arrow universe.
I wouldn't say she's totally joining.
She's not. She is another Earth. Within...
She knows. She will become aware of that universe. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So episode 20,
23 or something. I thought it was.
It's called World's Finest,
which is obviously
Superman and Batman comic. Was what it was called. The Flash will be traveling to
Earth 3 or 4, or whatever.
Earth 3. Earth 3 and meeting Supergirl in National City. So that's how this is going to happen. So
this should be shown. Supergirl or Flash is going on Supergirl. This is
Flash is going on Supergirl.
This is not the other way around. Some logistical nightmares, like as in Supergirl's filmed in L.A. So that means in order to do this, Grant, should I say, has to fly down to L.A. and make time in his schedule to film on that.
They are just starting this, filming it, or they're already done.
No, I think they...
It's either one or the other, because they showed the script.
They
showed the front of the script.
And I don't think we're going to see Supergirl on Flash or Arrow for a while. Because
at least not till next year.
No, because first off, there's budget. No, I think for next year would be the earliest.
Yeah, not this season. Yeah. No way. That's not happening. It's happening. If anything, it'll happen next year.
It's just like Supergirl's powers and like they take a lot of budget to make that stuff.
Yeah, and if you don't realize, even though we're in the first season of Supergirl's budget is huge.
Oh, compared to Flash and Arrow. Well, that's what I'm saying. Compared to Flash and Arrow, their budget's world apart. Like, they can do so much more, and it's.
Even though it doesn't seem like that.
Well, no. What really makes me excited is like, what can they do with Barry's powers? Like, on Supergirl. Like, they could do something really cool.
I wonder what it's going to look like. You know what? Most of the teams are pretty similar. Like, again, Greg Berlanti does.
Well, no, they are. It's the whole same production team.
Yeah.
It's the whole same background team.
But it'll be interesting to see what they do with the Flash. I don't know. I mean, like,
it's going to be cool just seeing Barry talk about, like, Supergirl to, like, Cisco, because you know there's going to be, like, a banter back and forth between them. Like, oh, she can fly,
like
she can do... Yeah, it's going to be...
If we see Stein again in Flash, which we might not.
Who knows? We'll see where that goes.
Yeah, I'm very happy. This is like one of our issues that we had going into this, that we're getting a DC show not within the DC TV universe we already have, and it was just like a bummer.
And like, there are certain shows...
It being another Earth is fine with me.
Yeah, that's totally okay. And that means Superman still exist in... But then again, you still hear... He must not exist yet, because like there's one line in Legends of Tomorrow. He's like, I've seen Men of Steel die and Dark Knights fall.
Yeah. We know what that is. You think you don't know?
You think you're sly, motherfucker.
Fucking rip. Anyway.
Yeah, dude, it's some exciting doors open.
Like, we'll never see Supergirl on Arrow. That will never happen. We'll see Supergirl on Flash or crossover.
No, could. If you're gonna see Flash on Arrow, you're gonna.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We won't see Supergirl with Arrow alone. We'll see Supergirl and Flash together. But if we see them all together, it's gonna be in the crossover episode. Mm-hmm. But like what I'm saying is like Supergirl will not be alone with Oliver Queen.
Definitely. No,
they're very
There's no
different.
reason. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about Bizarro.
That's right. That was this episode. Bizarro Girl.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I actually liked it. I thought I wasn't going to at first.
I thought it was pretty cool.
It was okay. So basically, it confused me at first because they had Bizarro Girl look exactly like Kara at first. Like it was literally like a clone copy, and that confused me because they had the other girl like playing her when they first found her, and it was a different girl. So I'm like, wait, is she just more perfected now, so she looks like her?
I think that's what it is.
And then basically,
that's exactly what it is.
They try
Maxwell Lord.
Okay, yeah. Maxwell Lord, they know he's behind this. He blatantly basically admits it to
Alex.
I always forget her name.
Yeah.
Alex. He's like, he's like, oh, if I were to do this, blah, 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 blah. Like,
he uses Red Tornado.
Yeah.
Like, we see his arm in the thing. Like, he uses
gets
Red Tornado's
Kara's DNA off of Red Tornado.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He just and then he pumps it into her. Like, it's so weird. The girl was comatose. He took all these girls from the hospital.
Yeah, so
he killed like 7 of them.
Yeah, he did a lot of attempts.
Yeah, and he finally got this girl who worked, but Kara meets her. She realizes that she's just a pawn and wants to help her, and like they try and get her with kryptonite bullets, but it like saturates her power to the point where it like corrupts her. And that's how she kind of takes that Bizarro, like, blue skin, crack face. Like,
and if you notice, her S is backwards.
It does. It flips. Like, like, how did it flip out of nowhere? Like, it wasn't flipped at first.
No, it wasn't. But again, her entire suit is darker. Mm-hmm. If you didn't notice. Like, they're very similar, but, like, it's darker.
Oh, no, it's definitely, it's like
darker.
more of like a really purplish navy. Like, it's almost purple.
Yeah,
in the way.
Which is what
Bizarro is. Yeah,
Superman is.
So, I mean, what else do we have going on in the
background? She gets defeated,
The first time, that's right. She is
not dead. Does she die?
No, she doesn't die. They, like, put her... They, like,
They comatose her, right?
They realize kryptonite. They realize that she's the total opposite of Kara. Literally, like, she has freezing vision, heat breath...
Yeah,
and, like,
everything the opposite power Supergirl
So
does.
They need to basically chemically re-engineer kryptonite as the opposite chemical compound.
Which is what they use in the bullets.
So it's like blue kryptonite, it looks like.
Is that a thing in the comic?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that. I actually meant to look it up, but I totally
forgot.
I
was going to ask you, so I'm like, I think you would know that.
But yeah, they take her down. Kara realizes it's not her fault. She's just been brainwashed. They comatose her until they can figure out how to treat her, like... symptoms like
and they do arrest Maxwell Lord. He is in one of those prisons.
The DOA actually arrests him, so he basically doesn't have any rights at that point. He's just like
an off the grid
shadow
group.
organization.
Which is interesting because we still have to see Silver Banshee. That'll be coming up probably soon. Didn't something happen at the end?
I can't remember, to be honest. I know we kind of had a lot of Jimmy Olsen stuff with Kara and like
that's
what's his name's
love triangle.
Wynn's like, dude, just do it. Like, I can't do anything. Like, you might as well go for it. Which I thought was kind of funny, but at the same time I'm like
with Lucy Lane.
Yeah, but at the same time I'm like, Wynn, get after Supergirl, you piece of shit. Like, do it.
Yeah, and like her romance with what's her face's son ends up ending.
Yeah, because she's like, I can't protect. Like, do you think that guy didn't have any question? Oh, that's another thing. She goes on a date.
Yo, that's her real husband.
Who?
That guy
is. What's her name's real husband?
Yeah.
Supergirl's Melissa Benoist?
Yeah.
That's actually funny.
Yeah. Oh my God. I looked it up. And I was like, oh shit.
That's actually hilarious.
Either they're engaged or something, but yeah.
That's cool. But it was a pretty good episode.
I like seeing Bizarro.
Bizarro was cool. Very, very nice villain.
I feel like I'm missing something.
I feel like I am too, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I can't remember what's coming on next week either. Moving on, we have The Flash. I'm trying to think what happened this week.
What's Zoom?
Zoom. Oh, that's right.
Zoom.
Oh, of course. Zoom.
With him stealing his powers and stuff.
That's right. Okay. All right.
There we go.
That's just one sentence.
It's like one sentence. Like, there we go.
All right.
So Harrison Wells, obviously we know he is teamed up with Zoom to his disliking.
Yeah.
He has to get Barry's speed. So he develops a chip thing that he puts on the back of his Flash emblem, and it steals his speed force.
As he uses it.
Like a fucking drug.
Like it's like a siphon,
Dude,
basically.
So like after a mission, he gets it. We'll get to the other stuff. But like with the Zoom thing, he gets enough speed. He takes 2% of Barry's speed force, and like he has it in like a needle, and he gives it to Zoom, and Zoom like heroin.
Yeah,
and his hand shakes, and the rest of his body shakes.
And you see like blue
cool.
electricity go throughout. And he's just like,
so he's
more,
like, more.
I need more.
Yeah.
And then he's like, give me back my daughter, and I'll do it. And he's like, no.
He's like, he'll just
kill
torture
me.
him. And he stabs him in the thing. But then he.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So that's we'll get to the end. We also see Tar Pit.
That's right. Yeah. Tar Pit came out.
Who was like our weekly villain who we defeated. Nothing really crazy happened to him.
Yeah, I mean,
we do see some Wally West development. Flash and Wally meet for the first time in this episode.
He doesn't really talk about it, but yeah.
He rescues him, and that's it.
Yeah.
But like we find out that Wally likes going fast.
Yeah, he's like obsessed with speed.
That's why he drives. He wanted to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
Like he has this like obsession with
like going fast,
and that's from his childhood because him and his mom would like take drives and stuff, and like I don't it like
they went this whole story. So that's where you're gonna.
Francine's dead.
Yeah, you didn't know that. That's what happened last episode.
Yeah, but like they don't say explicitly she dies.
I think they just kind of
they
left
definitely
it up
cut
to
some scenes out. No, they filmed it. They filmed something about it.
I don't think they did.
They don't explicitly say she's dead. We know she's dying.
Well, they said they're like you need to go visit your mom. Like she's on her last leg. Like she's
dead.
So I thought that was enough. I didn't even think about it. I just assumed that she
Francine
died.
is dead though.
Yeah.
So, and did you like how his car is Flash colors?
Was it? I didn't even notice it.
It's dark maroon, and then the racing stripes are white and yellow.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, you didn't notice that?
No, I wasn't paying attention.
Iris gets injured because
right.
Barry was too slow because of Harrison Wells stealing
his speed.
But she doesn't die.
No, she just gets...
She gets hit in the shoulder.
With a shard of glass, that's right.
Yeah, and it's like not a big deal.
But like Barry, they just basically keep talking about like, dude, if I keep losing my speed, like I'm not going to be able to fast enough, I'll lose even more people.
I'm not going to be able to kill Zoom.
And they're like, maybe something's wrong with the suit, and Wells is there, and he's like, oh no, don't check the suit. Like,
no, it's not. He doesn't even say that.
No, he's like, it can't be anything wrong with the suit. Like the suit's fine. Like, what are you guys doing? It's your fault. And then basically they keep talking about all the death that keeps happening, and he just basically bursts. He's like, all right, you won. And then he just walks over to the suit, takes off the emblem, and takes off the siphoner and tells him about the whole thing. And then
they throw him in... Dude, fucking... Joe punches him, socks him in the face, and they throw him in the what's it called?
The tube.
Yeah, is it the tube?
Yeah, it's the pipeline.
The pipeline. Yeah, it's a pipeline. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
And they lock him up, and then he kind of tells her, like, "What would you do?"
Yeah, he's
and like in the way, I'm like, Joe, why are you being such an idiot?
Well,
like, no. he's clearly protecting his daughter,
and that's
clearly.
the thing. Like it was
like, why can't you should be able to?
I like the way that they cleared it up. Like it does make sense that at the beginning, right as he finds out, he like feels this rage and punches him. But it does go through this whole thing of like there is a scene where Wells explicitly tells Barry, he's like, "I will betray you."
Yeah,
like if it means saving my daughter,
AKA I have
betrayed you. Like this is after the whole thing, and then as soon as he reveals, he's like, "I told you, Barry. I told you I would." Betray you, like if it came between you and my daughter, and that's what I did.
Yeah,
and then Barry kind of has this whole revelation. He's like, "Well,
we need to rescue her. Let's go to Earth 2. Yay!"
And they're like, "Well, if Cisco had to reveal because his brother was gonna die, why isn't it fair that?"
Yeah, so they kind of have this revelation. All like, all right, you're kind of in the right mindset.
Yeah, like that.
We need to stop this from happening.
Like we're
Let's
sticking
go
together.
to Earth 2. Yeah. So next episode, we're gonna go to Earth 2. We're gonna see Killer Frost, Deathstorm, maybe Barry Allen, Earth 2.
Definitely, that's him.
Dude,
they've shown him in the glasses and stuff. It should be.
No, I heard that might be just Barry disguising.
No, it's not. It's him.
We'll see.
We don't know. I will bet you.
So I also got a new theory for Zoom. Wally West, Earth 2. I think it could be Wally West. I think it could be Barry. I think it could be a lot of
I don't
people.
think it's Barry because that's Barry in the commercial. I'm betting you $100. It's not him.
We'll see. Again.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't really know exactly who I think it is, but
Wally West is definitely up there now, I feel.
I could see it being like they just take it right from the comics and be it like
they could
like Wally's uncle or something.
but they could
Iris's
turn
uncle.
Daniel West's story into Wally's on Earth too.
Exactly. I mean, yeah.
Yes.
And I would, but at the same time, I would.
That's from the comics for people who don't know, and we're not going to get into it. But he's a new 52 Reverse Flash.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see where it goes. I'm excited to see what happens next episode. Earth 2
Earth 2 is going to be hype.
Qual.
It's going to be cool. All right, moving on. Arrow, episode 12.
What happened this episode too? There's so much TV anymore. It's just. I'm trying to think what happened.
Thea is dying.
That's
Roy
right.
comes back. Calculator done.
That's it.
Now we remember.
Plug in. All right.
All right. So, did you go knowing into this? Did you know Calculator was Felicity's dad?
No idea.
I knew from the start he was because they were talking about it a lot, and there were a lot of like, we'll see Felicity's dad this season.
See, I forgot.
And he was the Calculator.
I did hear about that. Totally forgot about it.
So our villain of the week is Calculator, who will be probably in the next episode too. This is a two-part. Roy, we see Roy come back. In a way, I was kind of like, why is Roy back? Like,
I liked it.
Kind of doesn't make any sense.
Well, no,
why
it did.
he
It's
comes
just
back.
basically
it does, but like they're just throwing him back away. I assume he'll be in the next episode.
I don't think he will be because
did he leave?
I think he did because the whole thing is he can't stay in Star City because his Starling.
So Roy was in Hub City, Opal City.
I think so, something like that.
Hub or Opal.
But he was basically doing his own thing over there. Then the Calculator
figured out he was Roy Harper.
He's like, I know who you are. I know that you weren't the Green Arrow. I know who your cohorts
you
are.
have to do what I tell you, or I'm going to reveal your secret.
And then basically they capture Roy. They realize there's a camera lens on his eye, like a
microchip, contact
lens. Yeah. And they make it look like they killed him, but they didn't. They just took it off. They cut the feed. It was a good episode.
And we see Roy turn his arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, the Calculator is trying to make this whole internet bomb, which basically will destroy. I don't even get how it works.
It doesn't destroy the internet. It like destroys the power grid of the city, so people would get killed.
It's something like that. Like it causes electrical grids to overload and destroy.
So like hospitals, whatever.
Yeah. They're trying to stop it. The only way they can do it is if they blow up the bomb that they're planning. This is the one part that got me. There's a part where someone has to blow up the C4, and they're like, "Oh, we can't
manually
we can't use any remote detonators. We got to do this from here." All right, Roy's like, "I'll stay behind and do it. I'll have to outrun the blast. It's fine." They're like, "Okay, just be safe. Go." Oliver has an arrow that we've seen before that he shoots. It has a fucking timed bomb on it. Why wouldn't he use that?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't have it on him.
It was literally just.
It's a little plot hole, but it does make it. Like Oliver could have easily done it.
Like, okay, you're telling me you don't have an arrow that has a timed explosive on it? Fucking Oliver, are you kidding me? With all the other shit you have in that fucking sack on your back, you don't have one that can blow up after a timer? I don't know. That just made me.
No, I think you're right.
It just pissed
me
off.
We also see, I forget her name. First name's Ruth. Damien Dark's wife is running for mayor. So, in the Oliver, we don't get much, but we do realize that Damien Dark is now fighting through his wife on the political front, on the real world front.
Like, because his face is done.
He's done.
Yeah, people know him too well.
He's gonna fight Oliver Queen through her, and Green Arrow is gonna fight Damien Dark.
Yeah,
in the dark.
Nice. There we go.
Yeah,
I like the analogy.
But and he was originally gonna meet Damien Dark to work out a deal to help
save Thea. Yeah,
and again, going on another theory, Thea could be in that grave. Thea could die.
That could easily, that really makes sense. But
here's the thing about that. Why bring her back just to kill her again?
I agree.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why they go through that arc just to be like, yeah, you're going to die.
That would be annoying.
You know? It doesn't make a lot of sense.
I really don't know what they're going to do. I like your Lance theory the most, to be honest.
We haven't seen Lance in a while, too.
We haven't, but they've really made him into a likable character this season, and
I thought he was a douche. I hated him at the end of 3.
They actually really brought him back, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree.
So... What else? Anything else coming out?
Felicity kind of like gets around her little wheelchair thing, and then we find out at the meeting. Oh, we see the T-Sphere for the first time.
Oh, that's right.
A prototype.
Mr. Terrific's T-Sphere.
Yeah, he throws it at Roy, and it doesn't work, and he throws it back, and then it works. Yeah. But so yeah. You know, he's a good candidate for Legends of Tomorrow. Easily.
Yeah. I like that actor, too.
If we don't see him in the first half of Arrow, because they'll probably do the same thing they did with Legends of Tomorrow next year. They'll air it in the second half. We'll see Mr. Terrific in the first part of Season 5, and then he'll go to Legends of Tomorrow.
That would be nice. I'd be excited to see that.
We haven't really seen a lot of Curtis. I mean, he's Felicity's assistant. He's kind of helping her out, but Felicity getting over a wheelchair,
dilemma.
Yeah, dilemma.
Like, basically, like, she just...
Disability.
Yeah, that would be the best.
She's not letting it get in her way.
Yeah.
Like, she was trying to give a presentation. It was just kind of
it was tough. She wasn't used to it, but then... And the guy just convinced her. He's like, why don't we let someone else do this?
That can walk.
She's like, you mean someone not in a wheelchair? And he's like...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not what I meant. Like, he's
that's what he means.
Yeah.
But we find out that the calculator is in fact Felicity's dad.
That's I love that was a good reveal for me because with Felicity and like he just leans over and goes, "Man, she's something, isn't she?" And then he goes, "Yeah, she's the love of my life," or just something like that.
No, she's like, "Yeah, she really is."
Oh, that's it. Yeah. And then she goes, "Hello, Felicity," and you're expecting her to be like, "I know you," but then then she's like, "Oh,
I'm surprised."
Hey, Dad.
Well, when did he leave? Like,
I'm guessing
she
when they were
must
young.
have been, like, at least 9 or 10.
Yeah,
she must have had, like, some cognition.
They were like, you were showing progress, like, because he was like, you got my brains, like, I forget.
Mom's looks.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Should be interesting. Very good episode. Next up, we got a new Legends of Tomorrow. I'm trying to think. What happened?
Hawkman's body.
That's right. They were going to rescue Hawkman's body.
Dude, I really like this episode.
I did too. Honestly, all 3 of these episodes so far have been pretty on point, in my opinion. Let's see. Where did it start at?
So we're still in 1975.
Yeah.
Rip Hunter decides, all right, we need to go after Vandal Savage's fortune.
Like, that's the only way to
get rid
of it.
Yeah. He's doing something. Let's see if we can stop it and affect something. So we find out that Rip Hunter actually went back in time to the beginning, which makes the most sense.
It does, yeah. Like,
to stop him before he gets his immortality and fails because he just
he hesitated. Yeah,
he isn't a killer, so he could have slit his throat right then and there, but he didn't. And again, like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, why don't you just go back all the way and like stop him before he gets his powers?
Well, because that was his chance. Now that he's already muddied with it and failed,
that's what I'm saying.
He can't really go back because he says you're not supposed to.
Karib. He's like I forget what it means, but he's like a bad omen to his followers. Like he is like a figure,
a demon, almost. Yeah, and that's another thing. We find out Vandal Savage basically has this whole cult that follows him throughout the ages.
Who he makes drinks Hawkman's blood,
which gives them
him like 100 years.
Yeah, like 100. Yeah, about 100 years or so of extra life. It's weird. And he's like, you can't, even if you destroy my fortune, like, I still have my followers, that's okay. And then on the other side, back of the ship, we had Ray and Dr. Stein trying to help Kara? No. Yeah, that's her name, Kara? Kendra.
Yeah, who has pieces of the dagger in her body.
That, like, little shards that basically they can't cipher out. So basically...
They have their own thing.
Ray's like, I'm going to shrink down, go into her bloodstream, and destroy them.
Fails.
The first time.
Hesitates, kind of like gets, like... not caught up, like, I don't know, he just gets scared and, like, backs out, and Stein kind of gives him a pep talk, kind of lies to him about remembering him as a student, and gets him to do it. Kendra's also having these, like, she sees what Carter sees,
and she sees what's happening to his body, And
he gets his throat slit. Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Dude, that's how they get the blood. They slit his throat.
They're really committing to him being dead right now.
I know.
We'll see where that goes.
His actor was definitely not sitting there. You didn't see his face. Like, he was there. Like, you could see
that was a double, and wearing his mask. Probably he wasn't even there.
And we also get our Captain Cold stuff, which I thought was awesome.
It was good.
Captain Cold right now is like,
he's getting up there for me.
We also get Black Canary stuff. we kind of find out that she still has a bloodlust,
but not
from the Lazarus
as bad.
pit.
It's confusing.
Well, she still kills people. One thing about her, there's a real difference between her and Thea. Like, White Canary is a killer.
Like, she doesn't care.
Like,
she
she
knows
has
it.
killed
Yeah.
a lot more people than Thea has. She's been trained by Ra's al Ghul. She, she's an assassin. Like, she is good at her job. And, like, she kills people. And I feel like, she would have less of a gripe killing someone than, like, Thea.
Easily.
Like,
well, also she was trained by the League of Assassins, so that
she can
obviously
do it. I mean, like, not that Thea can't. She was trained by technically the League of Assassins because Merlin trained her. But yeah, our Captain Cold stuff is like, they want to. So Captain Cold and Heatwave want to steal this emerald, which we thought was kryptonite in the trailer because it looked like it. It was green.
That's right.
Yeah,
like,
so
it
was an emerald in Central City that his dad ends up stealing and gets
caught when he's stealing it.
So Captain Cold steals the emerald to prevent his dad from getting arrested, so that he and his sister have a better childhood.
Because basically, after
we find out in Flash, that good.
Cold basically says he wasn't the best father, but before he went to prison, he never hit us or laid a hand on us. Like, that's what he thinks really sent him over the edge. But he gives him this. He shows up at their house. He runs into his younger self. Gives him this little pep talk.
He's crying the entire time.
He's like, don't let anyone hurt you here or there.
Leo. I'm like, oh my God.
I was confused. I'm like, oh wait, Leonard. Like, yeah. But it was good. Then his dad comes out and he just gets
with a gun.
Yeah,
and,
he's like, watch yourself. Like, what are you doing? Get away from my kid.
And
he's like, here's your emerald.
Who the hell are you?
That's right,
get the hell away from my kid, or I'll kill you.
Yeah.
And he tells him, he's like, here's the diamond. And he's like, you're going to get arrested.
Or he gives him this whole thing. He's like, here, I know.
He tells him what he knows.
And he tells him some of what he knows. He doesn't go into, like, explicit details.
And he says,
he's like, don't go getting yourself caught. Like, he's like, I would kill you, but then my sister would be born.
And he's like, wait, your sister?
As he walks away, and then he's like, what?
So, at the end of the day, he doesn't change the timeline because he gets arrested when he tries to sell it. So nothing changes, and like
it kind of. I think that was there.
Time, like we find out in the Flash, time has a way of like
correcting
making things correct. Yeah,
like some things are just.
And I thought that was really
happen.
interesting that he did that because it's very like Captain Cold is like a dick, a real hardcore dick, but he has a heart
and he has principles. He's a criminal with principles.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I
do too. This
whole
show's been very. I agree. Yeah, he's like so sly. You know?
We're gonna go steal the emerald, Jax. You wanna come with us?
It's like, we don't have a pilot though, and the way he like looks over. Like, I don't know.
I still love the gif of him drinking cocoa in that one episode. From
I gotta see. I don't even think
he has the cup. Barry
walks
walks in and he has like the mouse cup, and he's like he's just giving this look. I love it. All
right. Last little bit of news for today. Some DC stuff. We got a new trailer for Gotham, basically called Wrath of the Villains.
So second half of season 2 is going to be called Wrath. The first one was Rise. So it looks like Penguin we saw gets captured and gets put in either jail or Indian Hill or something. Mm-hmm. We see a lot of Freeze. Like that was what they focused on, was Freeze. Mm-hmm. We see, Gordon, Lee, Bruce.
All the regulars.
Everything typical, but the one thing that stood out with me, that Penguin was like in a torture chair type thing.
So should be
Indian
interesting.
Hill, Mr. Freeze.
We also have Doctor Strange
and
Hugo Strange coming.
Again, I think those three are going to be like
the central
plot
foes of the season.
And it's going to be interesting. I can't wait. And that's at the end of the month, literally the 29th on the leap year. We'll be back.
Nice. That about does it for us today.
That's it.
Thanks for listening. As always, you can check us out on Facebook, Everything Entertainment with Gooch and Trio. We post there every week. We don't really have anything big coming up.
Yes, we do.
Oh, well, I'm saying...
Turn around.
Obviously, we have...
Deadpool.
And
The Walking Dead, actually.
Walking Dead.
All right, so Deadpool, we're going to be...
That's true. We'll give our whole... Sorry, I didn't even think
We'll be seeing it Thursday night.
Yeah, give our whole little thoughts, reviews, out of 10. We'll see how it does.
Walking Dead is coming back on Valentine's Day.
Discussing that up, Same old.
And those are the two big things I know we'll be talking about next week.
And then we will actually be seeing... Batman v Superman a week early next
Dude.
month. That's going to be sick.
Batman v Superman's in a month.
That is
Isn't that insane?
That's insane.
Like,
yeah.
what? Like, oh, and then Civil War's in 2 months, 3 months. Isn't that, like, blow your mind? Like,
It does.
like
We've
you
been
think
thinking about
it,
these for a
it's
while.
the end of the semester, and, like, that's gonna freaking come faster than we can think about it. I think, like, literally, Civil War is, like, a week or 2 after we finish this school year.
Dude, it's going to be crazy. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
wait.
gonna be good. So,
All right, guys.
Look out for Deadpool. Thank you for listening.
Of course.
This has been Gooch.
This has been Trio.
Have a good one, guys. See you later.